Hi, I am Alok JHA and welcome to my YouTube channel. We are discussing modern India for preliminary examination. And bachcho, it's a series of video, correct? And this video would be the 7th video. We are taking one topic, we are trying to create a background of that topic, and then we go for a revision session and we practice 10 questions. If you follow this series, it would be very helpful for you, correct? So without wasting your time, we should start the 7th video of this series of modern India. What all we have done so far, just see. We started with disintegration of the Mughal Empire, practiced 10 questions. Then we talked about rise of new states. Then we talked about advent of Portuguese and Dutch, arrival of the British and the French, Carnatic War, we discussed 3 Carnatic Wars. Then we discussed rise of the English power in Bengal. So in the last video, we talked about Battle of Palasi, Battle of Buxar, right, bacha? Fine. So today what we are going to do, we are going to highlight the importance or significance of the role of Dupleix and Clive, Robert Clive. Sometime, question can be asked on Dupleix and Clive. So today, in this video, we are going to discuss Dupleix and Clive. I hope you remember Dupleix. Dupleix also played important role in Carnatic War, and Clive also played important role in Carnatic War. So just try to understand the Dupleix first, then we will take up Clive, then we will go for practice, correct? So first we will take up Dupleix. So I told you, because of Dupleix only, the French, they were in a race. But after Dupleix, they were out of the race, correct? So Dupleix, he played very important role, in the French activities. Just try to understand. Dupleix's role you will appreciate after 1720. 1720. His father was a rich man, and because of the influence of his father, he got, an opportunity in Pondicherry. He joined the company and he became very rich, it is said. Then he was suspended also. Then again he rejoined, and in 1730s he acted as a governor of Chandranagar, 1730s. And then in 1741, after 1741 or 1742, he became the governor of the East India Company. He started playing important role. He replaced Dumas, correct? So Dupleix's role you will see in 1740s. Is this okay? This you have to remember. Role of Dupleix in India you will see in 1740s. 1740s. This you have to remember. 1740s. Is it fine? And Dupleix's role was in Carnatic War, right? So he played very important role in Carnatic War. Carnatic Wars. He played important role in Carnatic Wars. First important role. What was his first important role? We have already done Carnatic War. You remember? He was very ambitious and he started playing role. And his first important role was 1746. Battle of Saint Thome. I hope you remember. 1746 Battle of Saint Thome. And in this battle he defeated Nawab of Carnatic. And a small force, European force, defeated Nawab of Carnatic. I emphasized it. And after it, you will see the entry of Dupleix in Indian politics. He was dominating in the first Carnatic War. Then, if you remember, he dominated in the second Carnatic War also, Battle of Amber, 1749, Battle of Amber. And in Battle of Amber, you will see, after that he became the Nawab. He was called Nawab in 1750s, right? So Dupleix became the Nawab in 1750s. He emerged as a Nawab. He was called Nawab. of that area. So he became very popular, very powerful, right? But after that, you will see the decline, right? So coming of Clive, and then you will see the decline. And finally, he was recalled in 1754. He was recalled in 1754. And this recall is a very sensitive decision, and probably it was a blunder for a French company. And after that, right, the French, after that, the policy of the Dupleix continued by his successor, but they were not in a race. So you will see the decline of the French company also. They were defeated in the Third Carnatic War. Defeat, right? So recall of Dupleix and then defeat. So this basic outline of Dupleix you must be knowing, and you must know it, right? Now, coming to role of Clive, right? So should we come to role of Clive? Now, come to a role of Clive. Role of Clive you will start appreciating when he, you can say, joined company as a clerk in 1744 from Madras, Fort St. David. So from Madras, his role after 1744 as a clerk, but he was not satisfied with this post clerk, right? He was ambitious, and then he got an, you can say, opportunity in Carnatic War, and he emerged as a hero in 1751. 1751, Arcot, capture of Arcot, and that changed the fortune of the, you can say, the East India Company. And now he started, right, playing important role, right? So in the Carnatic War, in the Second Carnatic War, Clive played important role, capture of Arcot, and then he was dominating in Carnatic. And then you will see when Sirajudaulah captured Calcutta, he was called. Sirajudaulah, when captured Calcutta, he was called. He came from south to Bengal, and in Bengal he recaptured the Calcutta fort, right? So he was very important in 1757, recapturing the Calcutta fort, then imposing Treaty of Alinagar. Treaty of Alinagar, you remember? Treaty of Alinagar on Siraj, then participating in the Battle of Palasi, right? Defeating Siraj. So he played very important role. Clive played very important role, correct? And after that Battle of Palasi, he became the governor, and 1760 he had to return to England. So he was coming and going back to England, right? So he returned to England, and then you will see that he again came back, and he played very important role after Battle of Buxar, after 1764. So 1765, in the Treaty of Allahabad, he played very important role. Treaty of Allahabad, he played very important role. And you will see dual rule. So dual rule was also his, right, his brainchild, dual rule. So he was there, and he was the master brain. He was trying to plan everything, and he was there till 1767. So then he came back, right? He came back to England, correct? So this outline you have to remember about Dupleix and about Clive. I hope you are getting the outline. Now, some basic information, right? Just for your revision, just basic information you can remember that Clive, right, and Dupleix. So Dupleix was the son of a wealthy farmer general, and he got his high post at Pondicherry in 1720. Pondicherry, he made a lot of money, right? And then he was suspended also. I told you he was suspended. Then in 1730s, right, 1730s, you will see that he was appointed as the governor of Chandranagar. And then 1740s, he was appointed as the Director General of French colonies. So this is important. Appointed as the Director General of French colonies. So remember, in 1740s, he played important role in, right, in India. 1740s, he played important role, and he got the title of Nawab also. Remember, he got the title of Nawab. So always remember that Dupleix played very important role in the first Carnatic War. Dupleix played very important role even in the second Carnatic War, right? He fought Battle of Amber, defeated English representative with the help of Chanda Sahib and Muzaffar Jung. And he was the first, remember this, he was the first European to interfere in the internal politics of the Indian ruler. This was, copied by some English officer later. And he was the originator of the practice of subsidiary alliance in India. Right? We will discuss subsidiary alliance of Wellesley later. But it is suggested that Dupleix was the first, or Dupleix was the originator of the idea of subsidiary alliance. So these things, right, they are asking. And these things are asked. And Dupleix was recalled in 1754. So I already told you many times, he was recalled in 1754. So that was probably a bad decision for French. Correct. So this basic idea you have to remember. Then some basic idea about Clive also you can remember. Clive also you can remember some basic idea. I told you that Clive, right, began his career in 1744 as a clerk at Fort St. George, present day Chennai. Then he played important role 1751 in capturing Arcot. Then 1756, Robert Clive led a relief expedition to recapture Calcutta. That was, entry of Clive in Bengal. And the greatest victory of Clive was June 23, 1757, Palasi. That was a conspiracy and Clive was a part of it. Correct. Then he served Bengal twice, first from 1757 to 1760, again from 1765 to 1767. So he went to England in 1767. Right. So Robert Clive again came back after Battle of Buxar, and he played important role after Battle of Buxar in the dual rule, but he is criticized for his role because he could not handle that period very properly, and that was not a very good period for British, the dual rule. It was criticized by some Indian historian also, British historians also. So 1767 Lord Clive left India. Correct. So this basic information, right? So about Dupleix and about Clive you have to remember. Now with this background we can go for practice, right? So are you ready for that? Right. So now see the first question. See the first question. Right. Can you see the question? Right. Correct. So with reference to Dupleix's conduct during the first Carnatic War, with reference to Dupleix's conduct during the first Carnatic War, consider the following statement. Just think about the statement. The Battle of St. Thome convinced Dupleix of the superiority of the disciplined European troops over the traditional Indian armies. This is correct? Yes. Dupleix supported Admiral La Bourdonnais' decision to ransom Madras to the English in order to maintain Franco-English peace. No. I highlighted this part even in even the last video also. So this is not correct. Dupleix justified repudiating the agreement between La Bourdonnais and the English on the ground that the Governor General's authority was superior to that of the rebel commander. This is correct. So answer would be what? 1 and 3. So A would be the answer. Correct? I hope you are getting it. See, my purpose is to give you a lengthy question. Right? Because have you seen the trend? Trend is giving lengthy question, even easy question, but lengthy question. So my purpose is to give you some lengthy question so that you can think about it, you can practice it. Correct? It's not about information, it's about comprehending the idea quickly. Comprehending the idea quickly. Is that fine? Now coming to next. Regarding the French expansion under Dupleix during the Second Carnatic War, consider the following statement. Dupleix primarily sought to establish direct French territorial sovereignty over the Deccan through military conquest. No, Dupleix was not trying to capture this area, right? Directly, right? No direct French territorial sovereignty. No, this idea is not correct. By supporting rival claimants in succession dispute, Dupleix secured French political influence at both Hyderabad and the Carnatic. Correct? Is that fine? Then Salabat Jang's position as a Subedar of Hyderabad was largely dependent on the French support. Yes, after Muzaffar Jang, right? So correct. Dupleix was proclaimed Nawab of Carnatic. Dupleix was proclaimed Nawab of the Carnatic by the Subedar of the Deccan, and this title was subsequently confirmed by the Mughal emperor. Yes, this is also correct. Right. So answer would be what? Right. 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. So D. Answer will be D. Correct. So gradually you should practice how quickly you can read all this, how quickly you can practice all this. See, UPSC now, they don't ask question, factual question, one-liner or two-liner or three-liner. Even factual question will be there. That would be lengthy, the part of a lengthy question. So now we have to practice this quickly. How can we comprehend the long question? Correct? Fine. Now, regarding the recall of Dupleix from India in 1754, consider the following statement. The failure of the French to capture Tiruchirappalli strengthened the resolve of the French directors to recall Dupleix. Correct? Yes. This failure was a big reason. Right? So Clive was successful in his plan. So this is correct. The recall, his recall proved ruinous for the cause of the French in India. Perfect. Right? So there it is considered as ruinous. Dupleix's successor Godehu completely abandoned his predecessor's political strategy in India. No. Godehu could not, he was not changing the entire plan, but he was not capable of doing that. He lacked resources. So this is wrong. So answer is 1 and 2 only. See. Now coming to next, fourth. I hope you are getting it. Done. So you can see the question, right? Okay. Coming to fourth question. With reference to the limitations of Dupleix as a leader during the Carnatic War, limitations of Dupleix. Dupleix is criticized as a leader during the Carnatic War. Consider the following statement. His excessively optimistic temperament often caused him to miss the opportunities at crucial moment. Correct. Do you know this? This is correct. His optimistic temperament. This is correct. His relations with fellow French officials were frequently strained because of his autocratic style. Yeah, this is also correct. He had always a fight with his fellow French officials. La Bourdonnais is one example, right? So this is officials were frequently strained because of his autocratic style. This is also correct. He personally led French armies in major battles, but suffered defeats due to inferior military resources only. No. Remember, Dupleix was not a man of action. He was planning, but he was not himself going to the, you can say, participating in the war. Remember, he was not a man of action. Correct? So this is wrong. He personally led French army in a major battle. No, this is wrong. Remember this. So this would be wrong. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. B would be the answer. Correct? Done? Now, regarding the Society of Trade established by Robert Clive. This is important. Do you know this or not? So Robert Clive is known for establishing Society of Trade in 1765. And it was for his personal purpose, not for the company. So just see the question. Regarding the Society of Trade established by Robert Clive in 1765, which of the following statements are correct? It was granted a monopoly over the trade in salt, betel nut, and tobacco. Yes. The profits earned by the society were distributed among the company's servants according to a graded scale, with the governor receiving the highest share. Yes, it is correct. The society was formed primarily to augment the revenue of East India Company. No, sir. It was not for the company. Wrong. Society permitted unrestricted private trade by the company. No. Right. So answer would be 1 and 2. 1 and 2. C. Answer would be 1 and C. Then coming to next. Regarding the White Mutiny, have you heard about it? 1766, during the period of Clive. It was triggered by the Clive's decision to reduce the double bhatta of military officers in Bengal. Correct. The protesting officers demanded restoration of private trade privilege instead of higher allowances. Right. The protesting officers demanded restoration of private trade. No. They wanted higher allowance. This is wrong. Clive accepted the resignation of the mutinous officers and arrested the principal. Yes, this is also correct. So these all questions are from B.L. Grover, bachcho. Right? Don't consider that these questions are from right here and there. No, these are from standard books. B.L. Grover, if you are reading, right, you will find this question easy. Correct? Nine. Right, fine. So 1 and 3. 1 and 3. A would be the answer. Then coming to next question. Which of the following measures were undertaken by Robert Clive during the second governorship of Bengal? After 1765, what all he did? Introduction of the dual government, correct. Reduction of the double bhatta, yes, there was a mutiny against it. Establishment of Society of Trade, correct. I hope like we have already mentioned, correct. Permanent system of land revenue, no. It was in 1793. Lord Cornwallis did it. So 1, 2 and 3. Right, 1, 2 and 3. So B would be the answer. Fine. Now, next. Which one of the following best reflects the criticism leveled by several historians against Robert Clive? Robert Clive is criticized. There are two types of views regarding Robert Clive. One view is that he is founder. Second view is no, he was not a founder. He could not establish, right, properly, right, this company's rule, because his dual rule created more problem for the company. Correct. So there are two kind of views, right, among historians. So which one of the following best reflects the criticism leveled by several historians against Robert Clive? So, right. So he led the foundation of a representative system. Oh God, galat. Right, wrong. He successfully combined political expansion with administrative reform. No. He strengthened British political authority, but his administrative arrangement created long-term problem. Yes. And it intensified disorder. Yes. This is correct. He abolished corruption in the East India Company. No. Right. He was not. Right, no, he loved corruption, correct. So this is, you can say wrong. Right. So this is correct. C would be the right answer. Right, C would be the perfect answer. Consider the following statement regarding Robert Clive. He began his career in the East India Company, correct. Civil services at Bengal, no, at Madras. So this would be wrong. I hope you're getting it. He started from Madras near Chennai, right? He played a decisive role in Battle of Buxar. No, he played an important role in Battle of Plassey, not Battle of Buxar. He outdid his French adversary Dupleix and achieved more permanent result. Yes, this can be considered as correct because it led to establishment of British rule. So only three only. So this will be the answer. Then coming to 10th. With reference to the achievements of Robert Clive in India, consider the following statement. Right, Robert, see, this kind of big question, whenever you see this kind of big question, you feel, confused, you feel, defeated. No, you should cultivate this habit of handling this big question. Correct? Right? So my purpose is this, bacha. I hope you are appreciating this, right? Correct? So these are some reason given, right? So reference achievement of Robert Clive, his defense of Arcot, correct, during the Second Carnatic War marked a decisive turning point. The victory of Plassey enabled the English to establish decisive political influence. Then Clive's return to Bengal in 1765 was associated with measures that consolidated the East Company's position and transformed it into a territorial power. Yes, these are correct statements. Which of the following best explains why Robert Clive is regarded as the true founder of the British political dominion in India? So he permanently eliminated all European rifle from India through military conquest alone. No. Right. He established direct British rule, right, over India after Battle of Plassey. No direct, of course. He annexed the entire Mughal. Best explains. Which one is explaining this best in a best manner? He annexed the entire Mughal empire and abolished the Nawabship of Bengal. Right, wrong. He combined military victories with political diplomacy, converting the East India Company from a trading corporation into a territorial and political power. Can you see that? This is the best explanation. So answer would be D. This would be the answer, D. So this kind of question they are also asking. You have to consider the best explanation. Fine. So this way you can, practice this area also. And I hope now you are, comfortable with Dupleix and Clive, right? So read Dupleix and Clive carefully. Correct. So thank you. And I hope you are appreciating, right, my efforts. And I expect your support, right, in my effort. Thank you, bacha.